you know, like I say, White Star Company, basically logging stuff like that. But I really do love how me and Field Rations were really close. Like when they were doing the prop tests on the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, I was working with so many things, and trying to provide a field ration, and I really had a lot of fun doing the whole field ration thing. And so I really tried to include something special. It started out as just like a meat thing, just to get people by like a day or two. Just in case like your truck breaks down, you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you're hungry, and there's no food around because it kind of goes back from the beef jerky day before beef jerky and everything. But it's like you're stranded out there, you're out in the middle of the desert somewhere. What do you do? And I was really, as a owner or operator or whatever of a company, I was trying to get something really special, or I mean something to get my people through, just in case, because vehicles break down all the time. You get stuck in the mud. It only took you a day to get out there. Now you're stranded 2 days away from camp. What do you do? So I knew about those kind of situations, and I really wanted to provide for that, something that my men could have and just like grab it, and then no problem, the truck's broken down, we're out in the middle of nowhere, we'll spend a day out here, and then we'll get back to camp the next day. I figure like 1 or 2 days, that's about how long it takes to get help to you or something else like that. So back in like the 1700s, 1800s, I was really trying to get some sort of food. And I think the first rations might have been like beef jerky or bark. Bark ration, it's wood. Sorry about that. But trying to get like the first rations to be able to allow my people to survive a day or two, in case of plane crashes or a vehicle breaks down. And I really took a lot of pride in the fact that I was providing these things to my people, which I know is kind of stupid and kind of silly, but I mean, for me, it meant a lot. And that's why, like when they offered the hard candy to the in the field ration, it's not something that would be normally be offered. But sugar was a good thing, and they had the sugar cubes. But I really wanted to include the hard candy in there because I had been doing very well with a hard candy manufacturer, and they were selling hard candy to the public, and I was doing really well. I mean, like really rich. I was always kind of wealthy, and then I'd finally gone into the whole next level kind of thing where I was really rich. And I was like, well, 3 candies inside of a field ration, why not? Just to celebrate, So I figured, a couple thousand of those be made, just to be like, hey, look, we're doing great, to all my men. And because all my men, they're building dams, building the roads, they're out there fighting the good fight. Yeah, I know it's something kind of nice, and besides, I figured maybe they'd be in another land, and they might see some kids, and they could give them some candies, or something like that. It was silly. I was young at the time. I was really, 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 really young at the time, but I was like, hey, let's do this, and I could afford it, so I asked them to go ahead and include it, which they did, which is really awesome. But in other field rations, it wasn't really like an eat every day kind of thing. It was more of a, your vehicle breaks down or you get stranded somewhere, and you don't have food, and well, what do you do? So, and I took a lot of pride in that. I mean, like I know, and I'm sorry about the cigarettes. I thought I was helping out. I thought I was doing something cool, that a lot of other governments couldn't do, or a lot of other people couldn't do. But I had tobacco plantations, so I thought cigarettes, and I was trying to make the life of my soldier a little bit more tolerable, a little bit better, so they could have these things, and so some things were provided, and it was really more of an emergency kind of situation where you can't afford it, whatever. Anyway, though, it's kind of silly, but I took a lot of pride in it. It was something that really meant a lot to me back in the day, and I thought it might mean something to my men. And it's kind of funny that I was pushing so hard for my people to get something like a little meal that they could enjoy, and they kind of continued that on afterwards after I started it. And like I said, it was something that really, it gave me a lot of pride, and that I could provide such a thing, and it meant a lot to me. And so, maybe financially it was a mistake, and it was stupid maybe financially, but it was something that I thought I could do and could afford. and was provided. And I was trying to get the food to last longer because I was trying to get like 6 months or 3 or 4 year food. Something that in case the worst happened, like say a flood or a huge fire, and there was a food shortage or starvation problem, some amount of society could share these rations or something, and we could all get by or something like that. And now it's ancient history or it's history, but yeah, and it gives me a lot of pride that I was able to provide that. But yes, that was those were different times. Those were good times. Some of my best times in my life actually was being able to do that and finally being like, yes, I can provide this, and making the decision to go ahead and provide it. And maybe I went bankrupt doing it. I don't know. A lot of these things that I sat there and I would weigh it out and I'd be like, well, I can do this, and maybe I go broke doing it. Maybe it cost me too much, but I was selling so many cars and everything else was going so well. I thought, well, it's the least I can do. This is something that